Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Basement Quality Banter, episode 34. Another Basement Quality podcast and video cast if you're watching us. Tonight, Angus joins me sipping ooh, something
It
dark.
is another one of my beer subscriptions. It is Loophole Brewing, and it's their stout porter.
Yeah, nice.
So black as sin, really, really nice head on it. Wait, there's the camera.
Yeah, and you've even got a lighting show in the background. We'll talk about that a bit later. Um,
But most gonna get rained out.
yeah, I'm on the White Lies Red IPA, 7.2%. 500 mil big boy, loaded with Simcoe Chinook. It's so red in the glass that it's very dark. My Hop On Brewery Tours glass, it's probably need a light behind it.
Yeah, a
Super
little
dank.
bit, little bit of amber on the outside edges, just.
Oh, and it's big, it's dank, it's bitter, it's just beautiful. Just what I need.
If there was one man I had to choose to make a beer to fight off against the alien brewers, it would be Uncle Lee. He knows big, he knows dangerous, and he does it so well.
Yeah, yeah, that's an absolute cracker of a beer. Very, very cool. So straight into some beer news. FAF, fresh as fucking fuck. Number two and number three are in the tanks and should go on sale next week for subscribers. Number two is listed as an 8.2% and 100 IBUs, big bopper with six hop additions using 95% Atlas malt and 5% dextrose. Um, that sounds like a huge beer.
Does sound exactly what I want.
Yep. Number three is just a measly little 6.2%, 52 IBU with five hop additions. So Lockie is going hard with two releases before Christmas, and there's going to be a variety of packaging options. I think there's a mixed four, a mixed six, a mixed 12, or straights as well. So make sure that you keep some money in your beer budget for when they get released because that'll be a nice little Christmas present to everyone who is crazy about faff beers. Mandatory mountain culture post. So they released a new collab with Verdant from the UK. Manageable is a hazy IPA, a surprise style from these two, with New
Yeah.
Zealand, Australian, and US hops, and Verdant's very own commercial yeast. It's which is well known and well used, one of the best for hazies. 6.2% and 355 ml, just in time for Chrissy.
Yeah, I don't recall Mountain Culture doing too many hazies, do they?
Yeah, yeah, and
If
they hardly ever use Sabro. I don't know what the go is there, but I reckon that'll be an absolute cracker of a beer. You had a new story about felons.
Yeah, so we have mentioned Fallon's new venue down in Manly a few times, but they've officially announced their 3-day celebration to open their Manly Wharf venue. I can't remember the date now. It was kind of 10th of December-ish.
Yep.
Um, so they've got a 3-day celebration going on. Mental's Anything headlining on the Friday night. And so all their events and gigs and things across the weekend are all free.
Yeah, sweet.
So they've got a barrel hall, much like the venue in Brisbane. So that's always an excellent perv to go and see all the barrels. And I think pretty much it's a exact kind of copy of the Brisbane venue. Say dining in the barrel hall.
Yep.
Um, I'm hoping that they also do their annual barrel aged Russell Imperial Stouts. They're always excellent beers, very high in ABV, but really well executed,
Yep.
chewy. Yeah, great beers. So Artemis Group, who um, purchased the Manly venue for apparently $110 million, which that's a lot of zeros.
Yep.
Um, But if it's the same as Brisbane venue, that place prints money, man. Like every time I've been there, it's been packed. The restaurant's always pretty full as well,
Yeah.
and so part of the policy of that whole venue is, as far as I'm aware, is that the restaurants have to stock Felons beer,
Ah,
and
yep.
they offsell wines and things, but part of the agreement to running the restaurant inside the Felons venue is that they only stock Felons beer. So a little bit of a little poetic justice there, maybe, where they can enforce tap contracts and exclude the big boys.
Yeah, because there's a
Like it,
couple of what was it, Mr. Percival's and another one in Brisbane, sort of part of the Howard Smith Wharves, but it's separate to the brewery. So yeah, maybe they've got
yeah,
something similar in Manly then.
yeah. My last bit on that is I noticed one of the Sunday night bands is called Yolanda Be Cool,
Be
which
cool.
is also awesome tip of the hat to Pulp Fiction, which is on my list of favorite movies.
It is
And
my favourite too. Yeah,
very deranged scene in the movie as well.
yeah,
Unstable, I think, would kind of describe that scene. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. No, love it. And international news, you had Call Me Papa Brewhouse in Bangkok.
Yeah, I was doing some. So normally when I'm searching articles, I'll kind of restrict my searching to Australian results only. And then sometimes I'll go rogue and just leave it open. So, Call Me Papa Brewhouse is this place based just north of Bangkok, probably about 20 minutes outside the CBD. And they recently took out two medals at the Melbourne Avers, which is pretty cool.
Mm,
And I got a bit of the story translated from their Thai website. So it was interesting trying to get a proper story. So it's a small brew that grew out of their mum's interest in drinking lots of Thai beer, and so they started brewing their own beer in the kitchen and started sampling international beers. And yeah, it's a very familiar starting story for anybody who's kind of chatted to people inside the craft brewing industry. So it's now expanded into national distribution of three beers. They're hazy milkshake IPA, double hazy IPA, and a wit beer. And
an
if I'm
interesting
understanding,
three beers, isn't it?
yeah, well, I'll kind of get to that. So if I'm understanding their website properly, it seems that there's a single company, Thai Spirit Industry, which has the license from the government to produce packaged beer for the country.
Yep.
So that must be the three beers they've chosen to send to packaging at this one single company and get. I think they're almost out to national distribution now.
Yep.
Uh, so that's probably maybe that's their three kind of most sensible beers because their brew pub has just opened and they've got plenty of beer on tap and there's no takeaways, no growlers, nothing. So it seems like packaging and is a pretty tightly controlled in Thailand, if I'm understanding things correctly.
Yep.
But the tap list at the microbrewery sounds pretty bloody awesome, to be honest. Dunkelweizen, Weizenbock, Hoppy Lager, Red IPA sounds very malty and dank, like completely my jam.
Yep.
Hefeweizen and a nitro stout. So obviously, Mama loves the German beers.
Yeah.
Fair few Weizen on tap there. So I think it's certainly a brewery that I'm going to add to my bucket list if I ever travel to Thailand or even seems like it's about an hour from the international airport. So even if you had a decent layover, you could sneak in and grab a few Call Me Papa beers at the brewery and lob back to the airport again.
Yeah. Sounds very cool.
Yeah, but
Speaking of,
that
yeah,
tap list is awesome.
yeah, definitely. Um, Considering that in a hot climate like Thailand, so much of that raw ingredients has to be imported. So, yeah, that's really impressive. I really like that. Speaking of going rogue with your research, Rogue, yeah, Tish. Rogue shuts up immediately. So shocked staff found out the morning of November 14th that they no longer have had jobs with Rogue Ales and Spirits filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. In the US, that's basically liquidation.
Yeah.
With a list of over 30 creditors owed a reported 16 to 19 million US dollars. Founded in 1988 and having won over 2,000 beer awards, it was one of the fundamental Oregon brands during the rise of craft beer. We saw a decent amount of their beers here with the Dead Guy Ales, brewed to celebrate the main Day of the Dead, November 1st. You would have seen, the little dead guy sitting on a lot of cans in bottle shops. At their peak in 2018, they had 11 venues across 3 states. And so quick has their financial significant fall been. They had the Salem Public House opened in March this year with 60 staff. So um, that is a really big shock to the industry. They were one of the sort of the OGs, what they call the top six.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and it was literally trading one day, not trading the next. So there's probably going to be more that we hear about that failure, but that's another one gone.
That venue you mentioned closing,
Mm.
I thought in somewhere reading that they had a venue that opened like 3 weeks ago. And then
Um,
so they brought on all these new staff members and got them all employed, and everyone's like, sweet, I got a job with Rogue. And then
yeah,
2 weeks later, they found out on the socials that Rogue had gone and they'd lost all their jobs.
yeah. So it's a bit
Is that?
mixed because that was the Salem public house, but they said they opened that in March, where I've read it. So maybe it was like the restaurant part of that business or something like that. Um,
Okay.
it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit mixed, but or maybe it took them 6 months to get it up and running to open. Maybe they had to kit it out, so they included the time when they took over that lease from March, and
Yeah.
they were finally ready to open it all up. And after they kitted it out, and yeah, yeah. So yeah, Rogue is gone. That's one of the big ones. So that's a bit of a disappointment. But on to better news. I was managed to jump on the Abacus 12 Day of Stoutness. It sold out in hours. And I can't wait for mine. Only 120 packs were made, all big imperial pastry stouts. The one I'm looking forward to probably the most is a Yumstick 4. It's a choc mint ice cream 12%er. So definitely not Reinheitsgebot friendly. But
Mate,
um,
none of Bacchus beers are anywhere close to Ryan Hutzgebot.
No, but it's a bit of fun. There's eggnog stouts, brandy, lots of other flavors. And with the brewery at Capella Bar seeking expressions of interest for purchase, I'm glad to enjoy these crazy drops while I can on the south side. Um, yeah, so Ross said that maybe he priced them a bit cheap because it literally took 6 hours to sell out of the whole batch and blew them away. So it's really good that everyone got behind them, and I can't wait to get into an imperial pastry stout for 12 days leading into Christmas. Yeah, you had a venue in Melbourne called Hoppy Dumpling.
Probably dumpling. Yeah, I've my friends will know that I'm very always interested in hitting up a dumpling or yum cha restaurant and smashing a few beers while gorging on some tasty bites. So this place in Melbourne caught my eye. Um, so offer pan fried and steamed dumplings, wontons, fried chicken dishes. They got a cherry potato dish, which sounded really interesting. And alongside that, they offer a beer selection list of over 40 beers.
That's impressive.
And wine, sake, and Korean soju. So was that the stuff that you made and that Hendo brought back? Was that Korean soju?
No, no, I brewed Mackley. Mackley, it's like
Okay.
it comes from a sort of rice and wheat pellet and ferments from that. And it's supposed to only ferment to like 6, and I think think mine was about 12, and it wouldn't surprise me because Hendo measured. He put his through the alkalizer, and it was 11% as well. Yeah, that
Huge.
was it was a cool experiment. That was, yeah, yeah. You can just buy the kits from there's a little South Korean supermarket. You can just buy the Macaulay kits and
Yeah,
add water at the right temperature, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah, no, very cool.
sounds dangerously easy.
Very, very easy. You had a sad day in German beer news. Nine.
Yeah, German beer news. So Germans are drinking far less beer than we expect them to. It's a bloody outrage, I reckon. What sounds a very familiar story, rising costs of everything, really putting the squeeze on Germans want to punch out a few pilsners and bocks, and obviously breweries are then trying to price their beers with ingredients going up as well. And so I think it's a similar story to Australia, really. Younger Germans are choosing healthier options. This year marked the first year that every stall at the Munich Oktoberfest had a non-alc option.
Yeah,
So that seems a pretty massive change. If you know what the Oktoberfest is about, so I think that's pretty huge. 50 breweries already closed in Germany this year, and I know Germany had lost their first place quite a while ago, but they're now fourth place in beer drinking by capita. Taking out first place is the Czech Republic with Austria and Romania in second and third, and Australia slipped to 17th in the world rankings, which frankly is that's Wallabies ranking numbers to be brutally honest. It's pretty piss poor.
or no piss, Paul. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, very.
yeah, our ridiculous taxation rates probably don't help that. I loved, you could go to Lidl in Germany and pay, $1.50 or €1.50 and get a pilsner out of the fridge. It was remarkably cheap. Their flan system is amazing, reusing having big heavy glass, and once you've drunk your crate, you take it back and get some money back for your next crate, and they clean and reuse the glass. Um, but yeah, like you said, it's just changing way of times, and young people are different options, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wallaby ranking numbers,
Yeah. Speaking of the Wallabies, I won't have to speak about them for until July next year. So, test against France last weekend was the last test of the year. I think it might be the last international test for everyone this year.
yep.
So, I mean, the game went the way I expected it to. We were somewhat competitive until the 60th minute, and then it all fell apart. So, yeah, during the game. I was actually counting down the time to the 60th minute as a bit of a joke, going, "Ah, that fall apart at the 60th minute," and then on the 60th minute, there was like just a. I think I can't remember. I think we were like had made this massive, like, awesome rating run into the France 22, got a 5 meter line out, and then just completely fucked the line out throw, missed the ball. France got it, ran 50 meters. I'm like, there's a 60th minute destruction. Um, yeah, just 3 minutes in the first half, which was really promising considering they basically penalized themselves out of every game this year. But they must have just been saving them up for the second half because there was 10 in the second half and many forced and unforced errors, lost lineouts, just having no clue what to do in attack when we're close to their try line. Um, yeah, same old, same old. Um, And next year, the first test matches that we have are Ireland, France, Italy, and Japan. So pretty much almost a reverse of the tests that we had to close the year out. So that's certainly going to tell us what the boys have been doing in the off season if they when they roll up to those games and we see what happens.
Yeah, I think they might have a new coach by then.
No, Les is Joe's coaching through until I think he's coaching 3 or 4 games next year, and then
Yeah,
handing over to Les Kiss in August,
yeah,
which I don't know, it seems doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. Why would you have someone and like Les Kiss is hamstrung by his contract with the Reds, so he's
yeah.
contracted with the Reds until August.
Is that right?
So he's kind of strung there, and the ARU didn't want to obviously pay his contract out with the Reds and get him on board
Earlier.
with Joe at the start of next year, coaching through and having a consistent pathway through, which makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
Um, but it must be saving millions to throw at the next leagueies.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit scary. Um, so our listeners who may have seen on the news, Southeast Queensland was hit with two consecutive hail events on Sunday and Monday, and another one tonight. How did you fare, Angus? You
Oh,
all
we got a bit of serious heavy rain, but we didn't get any hail. I'd actually assumed that my second car was going to be wrecked because I um drove to work on Tuesday, or drove to the bus station and caught the bus into work on Tuesday. Anna called me and said massive hail coming through. She's worried about the skylights breaking. So it's obviously pretty serious here.
mm,
And I got off the bus, walked across to the spillover parking area on the other side of the road. There's like two or three trees down.
yeah,
So I fully expected to get to my car and it just be smashed to pieces. But it was fine.
yeah,
And the house was fine. Yeah, I think it must have just kind of split us. And I've got an older brother who lives like 20 minutes south, and it split him as well. So must have just neatly split both of us. Because there
yeah,
were people like in Rochdale getting smashed, and I've got
yeah.
another mate a little bit further south he got absolutely smashed as well. So we must have we lucked out.
We had about golf ball size here on the Sunday night. It was a bit smaller on the Monday, and tonight was quite small. Probably like 5 cent piece ones tonight. But of course, after my wife's car was absolutely destroyed on Sunday night, she's got my car at work tonight, and I thought, oh, not another car, because it looks like her car might be a write-off. Hence, I took the Harley to work myself on Monday, and it got a ding on the Monday storm on the fuel tank, and my son's car got half a dozen little pops as well. So luckily, the solar panels and everything are okay here, but some people have been really bad. When they towed my wife's car today, they picked up 300 cars today, and they had 400 to go. So they
Yes.
weren't even halfway through, and we made that claim at 7:45 on Sunday night, and it's taken 3.5 days for them to come pick up the car. So he said the worst hit area that he was picking up from was near California Creek Road, which is sort of at the back of Canoobia here. On Sunday, they must have had something at the high school, the Christian college. Maybe they had a
Uh,
night, or maybe even a religious service or something, being a Christian school. Apparently, they were the absolute worst hit. Just absolutely went through everyone's cars there. So expect our insurance premiums to go up next year.
yeah, this mate of mine, where is it? I think it lives just outside of Slacks Creek or a little bit further south.
Hmm.
And he had a friend whose house had, I think it was three windows that weren't broken.
Yeah,
So he had like 36 windows that were smashed,
bashed.
something like that.
Jesus, yeah, it was very very decent. What was really surprising here is I just heard a tink, a tink tink. There was no rain. It was just hail.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, the biggest we saw was probably about a golf ball here. But halftime, 1996, grand final in Armidale, a massive storm went through there. It had been raining for a couple of days, and I went outside and I just heard this thunk, and something the size of a cricket ball just embedded itself about 10 centimeters into the front lawn. And that was hundreds of millions of dollars went through a band through Armidale, and I still remember that. It was halftime of St George and maybe Manly in the grand final. There's the biggest hailstorm, smashed all the tiles on the roof. Yeah, it was absolutely nightmare. And this one, it was pretty loud, but yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah, I got caught in a hailstorm in Bethesda where my parents used to live, and I was about probably about 50 meters from home, and I was myself and Duncan, my younger brother,
Mm.
and so we're trying to hide under this little tree on the side of the road, and there was like
That's all
like
you do in a storm. You get a big bit of corrugated iron and hide under the nearest tree. Isn't that what it is?
yeah, well, we didn't have any corrugated iron. We're under a tree, and these we didn't get hit. I don't know how,
Yeah,
but yeah, these massive hailstones were just smashing into the lawn right next to us, and yeah, neither of us got hit by any of the big ones, but yeah, it's
pretty scary stuff.
pretty frightening. Yeah, pretty frightening.
Yeah,
I don't
apparently.
know if you've been watching behind me, but
Mm.
there's been a cracking lightning storm. I'll see it in my reverse camera view every now and then.
Yeah, it's been
A big
beautiful, mate.
white spot behind me.
Yeah, it's about time they had the lights on you. And I had that was all for my sort of beer and weather news. I had just a couple of F1. Adrian Newey has been named team principal for Aston Martin for next year. I was really surprised by this move because he was hired as the top technical engineer partner. This is a really different role. It sort of takes him out of the technical space to be a team principal. Um, and I know he's not just an employee. I know he's a partner in the business now, but I don't know if that's the right call. That seems really odd.
Have they said who's replacing him as the chief engineer?
Uh,
Like
no, but they said
that.
that the person who was team principal is going to have a different role, but still be in the business. Um, but yeah,
So
that
is he in not knowing too much about him or Formula One really, to be honest. Is he known as an engineer? Is he a
Adrian
a
Newey.
tech guy? Yeah.
Adrian Newey has never been at the front face. He's always been behind the scenes tinkering and making
Yeah.
world championship cars. He's
That's
known for his engineering. They paid $20 million for him to come over and to join as a partner for his engineering capabilities. So for him to be somewhat of a figurehead and a front of house sort of team principal rather than the behind the scenes mad tinkerer seems like a really odd move.
It does seem really strange because I'm just thinking about myself. I like being behind the scenes, behind back of house, doing all the technical stuff.
Yep.
And it would seem strange for someone who loves doing that stuff choosing to go front of house
Yeah.
or or maybe he wasn't given much of a choice. Who knows?
Seems really odd.
Yeah,
Um,
it does seem really strange. Like, yes,
yep.
you want your back of house people in the back of house, and you employ a new front of house person to do front of house stuff who loves doing front of house stuff, and
Yeah. Who
keep your back of house guy.
has experience with front of
Yeah,
house. Yeah. Yeah. And McLaren both disqualified in Vegas. Um, their their smash plates were worn too much because they were riding the car too low. Obviously, they had little practice with the wet session and didn't adjust their ride height. Same. Everyone else had the same restricted sessions, but McLaren didn't adjust. So this makes the last two events really close. Oscar does well in Qatar. It's just the last sprint race, and Max has nothing to lose. So both Oscar and Max are 24 points behind Lando. So it could all come down to the very last race of the year again. Um, I hope Oscar gets it, but there's not much stopping Max from having a really hard go at it as well. So last two races, well, three races could be really interesting.
so my prediction is goes down to the last race.
Yep.
Max Max punches Oscar off the side of the track and Lando wins. That's my prediction.
Ooh, interesting. Do you think Mark Webber might just pull Max aside and say, "Hey, mate, if you let Oscar through, I'll, donate an extra 10 grand to your charity or something like that."
10 grand.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be more than 10 grand, I reckon.
Yeah, very nice.
That's my prediction. The easy prediction is Max is going to go nuts on the last race because
Yep,
he can win it, and he'll punt himself and someone else off.
yep,
And I think he's going to punt Oscar off, and then Lando will win it just to I don't know,
yep,
just to really throw people into fits of rage.
yep, yep. Look,
Apart from Mac, yeah, apart
I
from
can,
Lando supporters, I guess.
I can see it. I think what you've predicted is plausible. Um, I hope it's not what happens, but it's 100% plausible. So bring it on, I say. Um, that's us for another week. Do you have anything
Yep,
else?
that's me done.
That's you
No,
done.
nothing else.
Lovely. Stay safe. Stay away from that frozen rain. Everyone, I hope everyone's safe and your insurance companies are coming to the party. And good luck with your premiums next year. Shop around, I guess. And we will hear you, see you, and everyone else can hear us next week.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Cheers.
Lucky. See you, mate.
Bye. Stay up. Bye.